Now, General JN Chaudhuri was a 7th Cavalry officer, and he took command of 16 Light Cavalry with my regiment in 1941 or 42 and moved them from Quetta to the Burmese front to be the leading reconnaissance regiment of 15 Corps, which advanced all the way back to Rangoon over territory that the British Indian Army had lost to the Japanese. And we got a number of battle honors for that. JN Chaudhuri after that became a brigadier. He commanded brigades and divisions and so on. And when I joined my regiment, he was commanding the 1st Armoured Division as a Major General. He had just returned from Hyderabad, where he had been the military governor of Hyderabad, where the Armoured Division had, advanced from Maharashtra and other areas, Gujarat, into Hyderabad in a matter of one day, because the Nizam was unwilling to join India after partition. And Sardar Patel said that, look, we can't have a non-Indian set up in the middle of this country, so you either join India, otherwise we'll have to take the place over. And sure enough, since the Nizam didn't agree, the Indian Army came there, and General Chaudhuri was the military governor for 2 years. It did very well indeed. As his GSO2, that's the major's rank, for civilian affairs, he had KK Singh from his regiment, whom we knew from the Burma campaign, and who later, we have spoken about KK Singh, became the commanding officer of 16 Cavalry and later an army commander in Central Army before he retired. So KK Singh was the two staff officer looking after civilian affairs. Now all sorts of things happened here. I'll just say one or two things about this. Firstly, there was a chap called the Prince of Berar, who was, as you know, a fat and wealthy fellow, and he had a number of harems, and one of his main wife was Nilofer, Princess Nilofer of Hyderabad. To tell you more about Princess Nilofer, the Time Life magazine, which used to be published in America, once came out with a issue called the 7 most beautiful women in the world, and Princess Nilofer was number 4 or 5. That was the beauty of that lady. But she came to KK Singh, according to his story, and said, I want to get out from here because that husband of mine is firstly a useless fellow who boozes too much, eats too much, and he's on drugs, and he's got so many concubines here, there's no place for me. So they arranged for Princess Nilofer, with the Nadal's money, to buy a chateau outside Paris. They shifted her and her kids to Paris, where she still resides, where her family still resides. They become French citizens, her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So this is arranged by General Chaudhuri and by his civil affairs G2 called KK Singh. Now, when the Armoured Division had done its little job, and General Chaudhuri became the corps commander of 11 Corps. India had only 1 corps, by the way, in those days, and that was positioned, the headquarters was in Jalandhar. So my regiment 16 Cavalry was in Kapurthala, corps headquarters was in Jalandhar, 11 Corps, and JN Chaudhuri was commanding the corps. Now he told me, he used to visit our regiment very often because he's the colonel of the regiment, and he said, I have gone to Bhrigu Sansar. You know, Bhrigu Sanskar is a place near Hoshiarpur, where there is an ancient sage of India called Mahatma Bhrigu, who wrote the Kundalis and future of thousands and millions of people. So when you reach there, you say who you are, you give your date of birth, and they search for your Kundli. If they find the Kundli, then they work out what your future is. So since General Chaudhuri was an ambitious man, he was thought of very highly by everybody. So he went to Bhrigu Sanskar. And this story I got to know because as a major decided to go to the staff college. I had been selected for staff college, and there was a science course we had to do in Pune. So I had gone to the science course with my wife, and since I'm 16 Cavalry, the MA to the army commander was from my regiment. A chap called Lieutenant Colonel Hundal. He said, you come and stay with me, because his wife was not there. So we stayed with him for a week, 2 weeks when we did the science course in Pune.
Yes.
So he told me that you are an officer of the regiment, you must call on the army commander. So he went and called on the army commander. He fixed it up. So he gave us a drink and we were talking. And he said, you know, when I was 11 Corps commander, I went to Bhrigu Sanskar, and what did he tell me? We said, sorry sir, we don't know. What did he tell you? He said, he told me that is desh ka Senapati aa gaya. Commander-in-Chief.
Yes.
So, look at me. As army commander, I've had a heart attack. I was visiting Hyderabad and I got a heart attack. I am down category. And Mr. Bhrigu Sanskar told lies. I can't be the army chief because I've had a heart attack. And I'm not shaped one, as you say, in category. We said, well, I've heard that story. Now, as luck would have it, the Chinese attacked in 1962. After the debacle in the northeast, Jawaharlal Nehru died a sorry man in 1964. Krishna Menon, the defense minister, was sacked. Sam Manekshaw was given command of, he was in Wellington commanding the Staff College as a Major General.
Yes.
Courts of inquiry against him because Krishna Menon didn't like his face. And so he had to be promoted Lieutenant General because they wanted a competent man to stop the rout of the Indian Army in the northeast. So Manekshaw went there, and General JN Chaudhuri was made the army chief because Thapar, who was the chief, was sacked.
Yes.
And the next chief is selected with JN Chaudhuri. So they said, according to the rules, he's down category. They said, so what? We want a strong army chief. And so he did become
Senapati,
the army chief and the Senapati of India. And Bhrigu Sanskar was right.
That's right. That's great, sir. Thank you, sir. This conversation would continue. Be with us.